your hosts, Insane Mike and Jason.
Thanks, Miss Erie.
That was weird.
You are welcome.
Yeah, really weird.
So, yeah, what's up with her?
Oh.
I bet she's doing a theme that ties with the movie we're going to review today.
What movie's that?
We are going to be reviewing dun, 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 dun.
Dredd.
Yes, Dredd from 2012.
12.
Yeah, so a recent one. We're doing a pretty recent one here, and technically not a horror movie.
But, or is it? I
Well,
mean, no, it's not.
I would say it's an action
Sci-fi.
movie. Well, yeah, sci-fi action that I think would appeal to horror fans.
That's what you always say to help tie in the sci-fi one.
Yeah.
And she agrees. That's good that we're all on the same page.
Yeah. So, but beyond that, let's also state that movie reviews from the Asylum isn't necessarily just straight horror. You know, we've said from the beginning, you know, cult picks and genre picks and stuff like that. So this definitely, I think, even though it's still fairly recent, this is going to go down in history as a cult pick, in my opinion.
For sure.
Absolutely, because this movie is awesome.
Awesome.
Well,
That must be the slow-mo thing.
slow-mo, because
That
in
must
this...
be, she's so cute. She's trying to tie that in.
That's pretty amazing. Because slow-mo is a drug in this movie that causes people to see slows their brain down and causes them to see everything in slow motion, which is pretty BA and pretty inventive way of making things go in slow motion to, you know,
Torture and...
make the gore more intense and stuff.
Wow.
The violence.
Way more intense.
This is a violent, bloody movie, man.
I have not seen that kind of violence in a long time.
So, I'll do a real quick setup. Basically, Sylvester Stallone plays Judge Dredd.
No.
And-
This is the new one. No Sly in this one.
Duh, that's right, because in this one, he leaves his mask on.
Yes.
So
The mask
basically,
stays on the whole time.
yes!
Who does that?
The comic book.
Yeah.
So it's about time they do it right in a comic book movie. That they, like, leave the freaking mask on, Wolverine.
So anyway, basically, in the future, like, everybody's kind of crammed in these, like, trashed out cities.
The Dredds are basically the police force that tries to, you know, keep things right. But they are judge, jury, and executioner. They have the right to go in and do whatever they want, what they feel is the law, and dispense justice right then and there without having to go through the courts and lawyers and all that jazz. So, I'm for that. I also think all cops should wear cool helmets like this as well.
Yeah. And ride sweet motorcycles.
That motorcycle
Yes.
She loves motorcycles.
was... Yeah, that motorcycle was pretty badass, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of had a moped sound. So, Dredd, the most BA of all judges, takes on a new partner, kind of the rookie.
But she's special.
Why is she special?
She's got powers of the mind. She can see things
Yes.
which people can do in the future. Yay!
Yay! She's a mutant. I think he called her a mutant. Literally called her a mutant. And I'm like, is this a Marvel movie?
Yeah.
So, absolutely awesome. So they go to this one of those big buildings that has like thousands upon thousands of people living and just existing in it. Actually, called Peach Trees Plaza or whatever. And I remember that because it says it on the box. So they go there because a couple guys have been found dead. They got thrown off this balcony. And the most grossest, sickest splat on concrete fall ever.
Ever.
it's so violently realistic. That's why it's so gross.
It's like somebody scooped up a thing of mashed potatoes, held it 5 feet above your plate, and threw it on your plate. That's what that splatter was like. It's like they did that as the effect, and then CGI clothes and colored it all red because it looked like a thing. It was just
It's
mush.
one of the first big shots in the movie, and as soon as it happens, you're just like, what the hell have I got myself into?
Well, the movie just starts
Ugh.
balls out right at the beginning,
Yeah.
man, because he's chasing down those guys in the van, and that van does that crazy ass flip,
Right.
and when he throws open the door of the van, and the two guys are so contorted in that mangled mess. Oh, it was crazy. The violence in this, I see this movie kind of like as Blade Runner meets Punisher War Journal. War Zone. Sorry, Punisher War Zone. Like it's the violent level of Punisher with the grim and grittiness of the future, like as in Blade Runner. So,
Yeah.
very, very cool.
So good. Here's
So,
the thing, like
yes.
what I thought I loved about it so much is that, like you mentioned, it's a comic book, and I've never read that comic book, and but the feel of the movie felt like a comic book movie done right. You could just tell the whole time,
Sure, yeah.
not just because he kept the mask on the whole time, but just with the badass lines and his just serious attitude, and they like never once did any cliche Hollywood move in the story, really, you know, and it just felt like they're like, fuck it guys, if we're all going down on this movie, let's at least fucking do it right.
Yeah.
And it felt like that, right?
Totally, absolutely.
Oh.
Judge Dredd is played by, what's his name?
The guy that plays Bones in the Star Trek movie,
Okay.
Carl Urban.
Okay, he was awesome.
So awesome.
And you want to talk about badass lines? My favorite badass line in the movie. It's going to be a spoiler alert. So can you say spoiler alert for us real quick?
Spoiler.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Harry. The scene where Dredd gets shot, you know, which was a badass scene. He's laying there and he's like, wait. And the villain's like, wait? You dispense justice, blah, 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 bunch of dialogue I can't remember, and you say, wait? Wait for what? And then all of a sudden, guy gets shot and falls over, and there's the girl standing there. He's like, wait for her to shoot you. And I'm like, yeah! You go, Dredd. That was awesome.
Oh my god, they tore up that building so bad.
My
It was
God.
like worse than anything out of the Matrix, as far as just like buildings being destroyed by guns. Oh my god.
Oh, absolutely. But not only is Dredd a BA in this movie, but
the villain.
the main villain.
Jeez.
And that's the coolest part, too. The main villain is a woman in this movie.
A woman. And
Yeah, she is badass. And you don't want to cross her at all, because she will fuck you up.
No. And for the most part, she really puts Judge Dredd in his place.
Yeah, I mean, you are afraid of her. Like,
Yeah.
you should be scared of her by what she does in this movie.
Mhm.
Which really adds to the tension. There's plenty of times you're like, I'm pretty sure Dredd's gonna die because he's fucked.
They're not
She
getting
is
out
too
of this.
badass and he can't get out of this.
So much so that when it comes to that final face down, she shows like no fear, no emotion. She's not pissed off. Like anytime you see in those kind of movies, you either have like the main villain like pleading for his life, or they're just like, you know, fuck you, Dredd. But no, not her. She's just like business as usual. You know, I don't care if you kill me at this point, but I'm gonna take everybody down with me if you do. And oh yeah,
So good.
so amazing. And that's the thing too. Alright, this is getting old, dude. You could stop with this. We get it. Slow-mo drug slows you down.
That was cool, like in all those gunshots in slow-mo speed, you just see the fucking bullet going this fast through a face.
And then, like, the face just starts.
But really,
yeah, that's enough. Get it. Slow-mo.
it's great to try to get in.
Oh, I know what's wrong.
What?
She's not beaming this to the movie. Her batteries must be low.
Oh,
Yeah, a couple double A's. Energizer. Okay, there we go. Do you feel better?
Yeah, what is this episode about? Did I mess it up?
no, we
Oh,
got it
okay.
right.
Awesome as always. Yeah, do you have anything else to say about Dredd?
You got it.
Dredd!
Yeah.
The slow
It's
motion.
good. It's a good one.
Thank you.
No!
No, you don't have to theme it. It's cool. We're done with it. So.
Okay, so that wraps up another episode of Movie Reviews in the Asylum. Definitely check out Dredd.
Go see it.
Yes, go see it.
Yes.
Or you'll be punished.
Punished.
Oh, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm Insane Mike.
I'm Jason.
Miss Erie.
We'll see you next time.